Welcome back to my channel. If you've ever come across a 1981 Lincoln penny or a 1982 Lincoln penny, you probably didn't think twice about them. To most people, they're just common copper-colored coins that show up in pocket change every day. But experienced collectors know that these 2 years are far more interesting than they appear at first glance. Let's begin with the 1981 Lincoln penny. By this time, pennies had been circulating heavily for decades, and most 1,981 examples you find today show clear signs of wear. Lincoln's hair is often flat, the lettering may look weak, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse usually lacks strong detail. That's why collectors focus heavily on condition and strike quality. A 1981 penny with sharp detail, bold lettering, and original mint luster immediately stands out. Look closely at Lincoln's hair above the ear, the cheekbone, and the jawline. Strong separation in these areas makes a difference. On the reverse, check the Lincoln Memorial carefully. The columns and steps should show clarity. Coins with crisp detail and minimal marks are far scarcer than most people realize. Errors are another reason collectors inspect 1981 pennies carefully. Look for double dies in the date or lettering. If numbers appear thicker or slightly offset, that could indicate doubling. Die cracks may appear as raised lines across the coin's surface, while die chips can look like small bumps of extra metal. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other minting errors can also increase collector interest. Now, the 1982 Lincoln penny is where things become especially important. This year marks a major transition in U.S. coinage history. In 1982, the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the penny from primarily copper to zinc with a thin copper coating. That means 1982 pennies exist in multiple varieties, and collectors pay very close attention to them. There are both large date and small date varieties, and they were struck in both copper and zinc compositions. This creates several different combinations, making 1982 one of the most studied modern penny years. Some combinations are much more desirable than others, especially when found in high grade or with strong strike quality. When checking a 1982 penny, first examine the date style. Compare the size and shape of the numbers carefully. Then consider the weight. Copper pennies weigh about 3.11 grams, while zinc pennies weigh about 2.5 grams. A small digital scale can help identify which composition you have. These differences matter to collectors. As with 1981 pennies, strike quality and condition are critical. Look at Lincoln's facial features and the strength of the lettering. On the reverse, examine the memorial's details. Coins with sharp definition and original mint surfaces are always more desirable than worn or cleaned examples. Cleaning is one of the biggest mistakes people make. It removes the original mint surface and can instantly reduce collector value. Even if a penny looks dark or dull, leaving it untouched is always better. Collectors value originality and natural surfaces above shine. Lighting plays an important role when inspecting both 1981 and 1982 pennies. Tilt the coin under a bright light and observe how the surface reflects. Use magnification if possible. Pay close attention to the rims, the edges of the letters, and the texture of the fields. Many valuable coins are overlooked simply because people rush and don't examine them carefully. Right now, 1981 and 1982 Lincoln pennies are still widely available, but high-quality examples and certain 1982 varieties are quietly disappearing into collections. Dealers often pull the best pieces from circulation, especially strong strike coins and desirable 1982 variations. The opportunity window slowly narrows over time. The more people spend these pennies without checking them, the fewer quality and error examples remain. By the time most people realize what to look for, the best coins are already set aside. Before you ignore another penny, take a closer look at your 1981 and 1982 Lincoln cents. One small detail, a strong strike, a double date, the right 1982 variety, or a well-preserved surface could turn an ordinary 1-cent coin into something collectors actively want. Awareness is what separates overlooked change from collectible value, and knowing what to check puts you ahead of the crowd.